Yeah, in the herbs section, if there's a little time, I'll take it. Other than that, I don't really need any.
I got you.
Thanks for storing my lighter, Chef. Thanks for storing my lighter. I'm joking. Okay, I wasn't sure if there was. I didn't order. If there was some left over from last week, I was going to use it. But I'm not surprised there's not time. What's up?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, my aromatics are going to be about 6 cloves of garlic sliced as thin as you can, half an onion minced as small as you can. Not as small as you can, but minced, small. Don't give me no boulders in the risotto. We want to use the sautoir when you make risotto. You want the walls to hold the heat in so it cooks the rice through. We're going to cook this rice 100% stovetop. We're going to cook it uncovered. And we're going to stir it the whole time we make it. Which sounds pretty much like the worst way to make rice in the world, doesn't it?
Yes.
Right, so it's just a different technique is what we're looking for. I'm going to sweat my aromatics, a little bit of olive oil first. I'm going to sweat the rice a little bit. A little measuring cup for some, I just need some white wine. Just need a little cup. If you go into that room and look below the table, there's a bunch of cups. Below, look down to your left. You're looking high, guys. Like that. Yes. Look, and some white wine if I could please. Take back all the mean things I was saying about you. No, not all. Half of it.
It's fine.
Okay, so my aromatics, add my rice. Okay, the rice again is arborio rice. There's 4 different varieties they use for it. All of them are short grain fat rices. When you look at them, they're short and fat, and they look starchy. So you got like the opposite end of the spectrum would be like basmati or jasmine that we used on stir fry day. Then you have this rice. If you look at it, it's very short grain, very fat. And if you look at it, chalky. There's no other term for it. It's chalky. So it has a bunch of that starch, and that's exactly what you want to knock off. If you were gonna just make this into like steamed white rice, it would turn into just a big pile of mush. Because all the starch would leach out into it, and it would all stick to each other. It would make it makes good sticky rice. It makes good like coconut rice pudding. There's definite places for it, but it is a starchy rice, so you will have that issue. Short grain, and just look at it.
Wait, so what grain would you use for pudding?
This would work perfect for that. Like yes, like a traditional Thai food is basically mango and coconut sticky rice. It's a super traditional dish, and that's made with either a cow rose or you can use a arborio for it. Cow rose is known as sushi rice, and if you look at it, it's the same short, fat grain, starchy. That's why I was like rinse, and they still want it to stick together. The idea of sushi rice is you want it to stick to the other kernels of rice. The idea of like steamed white rice is you want individual little baked potatoes not sticking to each other. Make sense?
Yeah.
Just let it go to the bottom of the pan. I got a little too much actually. All I want to do is go to the bottom of the pan. Release my aromatics. And then we're going to sweat the rice. I'm going to use a wooden spoon for this job right now. But if I use a metal spoon, again, the metal is harder than the aluminum pan that we are using. So this is an aluminum pan, this is stainless, that is stainless, this is wood. The vast majority of our cooking utensils that we're working on over there are stainless. So if I take a stainless metal spoon and I rub across the bottom of this, I'm going to basically start drawing that aluminum off the bottom of the pan. And I'm going to do it with a tool. You You could use one of the spatulas, make sure, but you'd have to get one of the high heat spatulas, right? Use one of the white handled baking spatulas, that spatula will get shorter. Right? It'll melt, and that's not the creaminess we're looking for. It has a nice plastic finish. Always crack up when you walk into kitchens and you see baking. By the way, the white handles are generally considered baking spatulas, so don't use them for cooking. Okay, red and black handles. The red goes up to like 500, the black goes up to like almost close to 600. Is the idea, so you can get much hotter. But you see white handled spatulas all like domed and round. That didn't evaporate. That didn't evaporate.
You got a little bit of stock show?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Okay, it doesn't matter how much rice I put in, right? You're gonna get the same ratio. It's 3 to 1. Okay, so it's basically 2 cups of liquid are gonna go into this 1 cup of rice. We're gonna end up with 3 cups of cooked rice. Okay, parts, cups, half cups, whatever you're doing. Since I'm adding my liquid gradually, it's not a measurement thing. Okay, however much rice goes in there, my only decision is how much I need to feed the people I'm going to feed. Okay, so you get 3 to 1 ratio out of what I'm trying to get. However I put in there, it's going to come out 3 times as much when I'm done. Okay, the amount of liquid I need to put enough until it's cooked. People generally eat, just for guidelines on it, between 6 to 8 ounces of starch, half a pound pasta, half a pound risotto. That's just a general guideline. And that's a good amount. Like, you know, unless you're sitting down just having a pasta dinner, you have to kind of bump it up on that. Okay, I want to basically toast the bottom of these right now. So I'm using the heat of the pan to crisp the outside of the rice at this point. So it's not necessarily crisping it, but what it's doing is it's allowing the rice kernels to release more starch. By heating them up and toasting them slightly, more of the starch will get knocked off during the cooking process. So we're going to be doing this is the same process for making a pilaf, or for making, for a different reason, this would be the first steps in making like Spanish rice as well. But you would cook the rice a lot. Have you ever made Spanish rice? Toasting the rice forever. Toast. It's all about that. So we're not going to toast it as much. It's a similar concept to what I'm trying to do. Okay, adjust to low and glaze with some white wine. It's going to do 2 things. It's going to add flavor to it. The wine has flavor in it. Okay, it has acidity, which is going to work very well with the lemon, will work very, very well with the fish. Okay? And cleans up the bottom of the pan and gets your rice in there. Once the alcohol cooks off, happens pretty quick, go ahead and start introducing liquid. I'm using surface tension by pushing the solids down, just allowing liquid to flow into the ladle. I get to where I want it to be. I want this to swim, right? So I want risotto to swim when you're making it. And when you make risotto, you don't leave it, you make it. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, so you sit by the stove and you stir it until it's done. We're gonna cook it, risotto should take about 18 to 22 minutes. We're gonna cook it for like 16, 17 minutes. And then we're gonna put it onto a sheet tray and cool it. Many restaurants will par cook their risotto so they don't have to wait 22 minutes for each little dish to cook up. We're gonna do the same exact deal. We're gonna basically batch cook it, put it onto a sheet tray, chill it. When we come back out, we're gonna put risotto, more of the stock into the pan, a little bit of butter, a little bit of cheese, and we're gonna bring it up for 3 to 6 minutes instead of 25 minutes. That makes sense.
How much of the white wine did you do?
Half a cup.
And is that just for flavor?
You want to deglaze the bottom of the pan. Just 2 things. Deglaze the bottom of the pan, cools the rice down, and that's that.
Okay.
You gotta stir it the whole time. So literally, gradual addition of hot liquid, constant agitation. Gradual addition of a hot liquid, constant agitation is how you make risotto. That is the rule. And generally you want to make a flavorful liquid to do that with. A stock, some on it.
How many those garlic do you use?
I'm gonna use 5. They're kind of big. Okay, so no dairy until the finish, right? No dairy until the finish. At this point, it's just basically proper technique. All we're looking for. Okay, if you have basically rice that is dry above your liquid, it's gonna not cook as evenly. Okay, water is a better conductor of heat than air. So if you have like an island of rice sitting on top, the rest of it's in liquid, the stuff that's in the liquid is gonna cook differently. That's why I want you stirring it all the time and maintaining your level of liquid. This is a beautiful risotto temp right there. Okay, nice tiny little bubbles. You don't want you don't need it blasting because like I said, that's not giving you enough time to get the starch release that we want. It should take the full 20 minutes. It's not like, I made a risotto in 12 minutes, I'm better than somebody else. Okay, it needs to take that time so you can get the starch. Really fast risotto maker. 6-minute risotto on an Instant Pot.
If it takes you longer than
Stir.
22 minutes, then you do something wrong.
Your liquid wasn't hot or you're simmering it too gently. So absolutely, it could take you 45 minutes.
Yeah, I've done it one
You're
time.
doing
and it was
cold,
like
you're doing
40
cold water, it
minutes.
could take 45 minutes to make risotto, right? Because you're reheating the water each time, right? Which brings it down, goes up, brings it down, goes up, and makes your rice kind of go.
Okay, yeah.
So
It wasn't
ideally,
that good.
hot liquid is it's a better finished product. Proper risotto is sublime. I went to a 21-course dinner outside of Florence in a Michelin 2-star. So it was 21 courses, it was lunch actually, it wasn't even dinner. And the best course in it was a lemon risotto. Best course out of all 21 courses, in my opinion. Basically, a lemon risotto.
How do you eat?
It was a high level restaurant.
How do you have room for that?
Simplicity is the art of elegance in the Twin Boys. Simplicity is the art of elegance. Everyone complicates it. They're swimming. Okay, so my job is again to make sure that as the starches swell and absorb and get extracted, I maintain my liquid on it so we can cook it instead. And I maintain my temperature of my liquid. Risotto. It's been going what, like 8 minutes now? I think.
Yeah.
What do you guys think, buddy? You can talk to your food, it can't talk back.
I think that's your saying this semester. I swear you've said that. somewhere.
I've said it probably 5 times.
I think.
Maybe in a day or 5 times.
Ow!
But
Sam, how many of those videos do you have?
A lot.
I have a student in my 4th semester that is English second language, and I love access to some of the videos for them.
Okay, they're
Okay.
on YouTube. Yeah, I can see.
They're on YouTube, so if you can tell me how to get to that, I would love to know that. Just because he wants to reprocess it, just because I talk too fast. Can you imagine
Good, the audio is
going to school in Japan?
No.
I respect the heck out of it, man. I respect the heck out of it is what I'm trying to get at. Like, you know, do you speak Japanese? Like, fluently? Sweet. And do you have Japanese citizenship? Oh, you're stoked. You're gonna be That's a good combo right there, is all I'm trying to do. It's hard to work in Japan. You know what I mean? You get to go work in Japan. I can go for like 6 months.
do you like our chili shop?
What?
Cheese?
Our cheese little fried risotto balls. Of course I do. It's risotto and fried with cheese in it. That's like all kinds of deliciousness.
We used to have that for our video.
But they have to be creamy, right? They have to be like, you know, bunch of cheese in it and stuff like that. Like if it's all dry, it's like,
Yeah, we did.
it's like sometimes we do these fried mozzarella balls, or not mozzarella, mac and cheese balls. And if they're all cheesy and good, they're delicious. If they're not, they're horrible. It's just like, you know, it's like licking a piece of cardboard.
We had a guy make it, but he didn't cook it right, so it was like all. trying to deep fry the chicken. Fall apart in there.
See, there's the other thing. They're too creamy, then you're just,
Yeah.
that is a fryer destroyer. Like, it really will.
Yeah.
It's not a little piece of rice get caught in.
Yeah, we gotta filter that crap right away.
That is a fryer destroyer. Cat, everyone is done. Okay, time is a good one. Okay, basically, if it's 16 minutes should give you a good idea on it. But then also taste it. Okay, we're gonna want it slightly undercooked. We don't want it mushy and cooked all the way through. We want it to still be too tender. Okay, basically, so when you bite into it, there's still a little bit of structure to it. You don't want it to be starchy. You don't want it to be crunching through anything and have it be starchy. Okay, raw rice is crunchy and starchy. You understand that? As you cook it, you go past that crunchy stage. So what we're gonna try and do is find that far end of it. You can look at the rice. It looks basically two different colors as it cooks. So it's like translucent on the edges. It's more translucent and whiter in the center. So when it gets a little bit more translucent all the way through, that's a visual indicator. But you know me, taste it. Taste your food. Taste it as you cook it. You should be tasting the rice like in all of its stages. Taste it at 5 minutes, taste it at 10 minutes, taste it at 15 minutes. See the difference on it. It's not gonna kill you. Okay, it's gonna be a little crunchy. The first bite's not gonna taste good. It's gonna be a crunchy piece of rice. The fact is, you should know what 5 minutes does, what 10 minutes does, what you should go straight down and figure it out. You're building that culinary memory bank. Or not.
Yeah. Definitely.
That way. I got pretty close. Okay, you notice I didn't put any salt in here. Okay, I'm adding liquid and reducing it down, adding liquid, reducing it down. If I season it to the amount of liquid, there's too many variables. It's changing, right? You want to season it when you're done. Plus, I'm going to put a bunch of pecorino cheese in it, which is fairly salty as well. So I generally like to put salt after that. So butter, cheese, get it done, taste it, and then I'll fully salt it up. And we're going to do lemon juice too. So I think it needs like 3 more minutes. As much as I want to just be done with it right now, it's not ready, so I have to be patient. Because I have 18 eyes on it. And
20.
what's that? I'm guessing that like at least 2 eyes in the whole group aren't paying attention.
Oh, okay. If you're accounting for that.
Just going for like some, at least 2 eyes. Wandering lazy eye.
I'm doing so much work. I'm doing stuff over there.
My extra neighbor has a wandering eye, and like when I talk to him, it's hard. It's hard to talk to him. Like it's all fine. Like you look at it. I mean, like, and you keep like looking, like you know, but I think there's nothing there. Like, it's pretty classic. He's a really nice guy. I'm just saying, it's hilarious.
It's like I get tired.
Wandering eye is a challenge. I'm serious on that. He's blind in that eye. It's a bummer.
Yeah, I wonder how much she can see out of that eye.
He can't see anything out of that eye.
Oh, no, my
I've had
mom.
conversations about you and me. I ask.
Oh, really? He can?
Can't see anything
I
out
should
of it.
ask my mom.
So he doesn't see anything out of his eye.
Sometimes people don't know this, and no one tells it to them because everyone's
Right.
like too afraid to mention it.
Oh, I always
Well,
tell
that's
my
like,
mom.
he can't know it. Like he doesn't know. Like he can control his eye. He can focus to go back in and stuff. Like he can do it on it, but he doesn't pay attention because he doesn't see it. So the guy's just like looking in different places. Check Harry, and he's like, okay. Like his eye comes back into Bill. His eye will go back. What is it?
I just told my mom to go take a nap.
Look in the mirror and set your eye for the day.
Yeah.
You would. Like, you know. Okay, so my last little incarnation, I'm getting down to this last little cook because you're going to want to get pretty close to what you're going to serve it at. Okay, so here's that creaminess we're talking about. Okay, it's literally, that's all the starch is basically gelatinizing in there and doing what we want it to do. As I cook it down, you can see that I have basically a creamy finish to it. There's no other term for it. Like that would be like the descriptive adjective I use for risotto is creamy. Okay, even though it's not necessarily creamy, that's what I'm trying to say. My rice is, it's that, it's done. I don't know, everyone wants to try it. Try kernel, that in my opinion is done. No salt, nothing on it. That is done.
Done or done before?
Done to where we want it to
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
It's still slightly starchy.
Okay.
You taste it, tell me what you think. Okay, so I have
It's like
put it
5,
into
6
my
of the
rice.
ways there.
Okay.
Still, it's not completely dry. Okay, I take it to the tray. I'm gonna spread it out. Okay, I like to make little squiggles so it'll cool a little bit more even. I'm gonna put this into the wok and to cool. Okay, see how it still needs a little more coke? Right? Just a little bit more. That's all we need. Like 3 to 6 on it. Okay, so we need to get risottos like this up. So lemon tea, whatever you want to call it, lemon water, and then make your risottos.